Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Irish column for Sunday, the 8th of December 2024. My name is Paul Fitzsimons. We'll be joined by a few of the lads now later on, where we will be discussing what's going on in Athlone. We'll be discussing why we left the Irish Freedom Party. There was a few candidates left, and there's a lot to talk about in the next 2 hours, I'd say. So I'll have Martin on with me as well, Anthony, Orla. And I'm hoping to get a few more on as well there now. So, Mickey Tip, good evening. Good evening, Mickey. How are you? Let's see. They say a week is long in politics. What's going on with IFP? Hope this show can clear the air as a lot of mixed messages. Okay, we'll talk more about that later on when the lads come on and we can clear up a few things. And we have, how are you, Paul? Elizabeth Moy. Hi, Paul, my friend. Hello, Elizabeth. How are you? Who left? Well, I left. Anthony left. Martin left. Orla left. There was 2 or 3 others as well. So, as I said, we'll talk about this later on in the show. Okay, when the other lads come on. And I have the lovely Orla Donoghue with me now tonight. Hello, Orla. How are you?
Hi, Paul. How are you?
How's things? When people are asking what happened and the whole, we will discuss it in more detail later on. And not well, friend. What's wrong with you, Elizabeth? Try and fill me in a little bit more. There we go, Elizabeth. Hello, Orla. How are you, Chris Bourne? Hi, Paul, and hi, Anthony Cork here. How are you, Anthony? Hi, Paul. Hi, Anthony Cork here. Okay, hello, Cork. How are you? Anthony won't be with us. He's in the hospital with his dad. He'll try and get on later on. But now, Mickey Tip, hiya, Orla. Everyone is looking. Go on, Athlone. Yeah, we're flying here with the comments. And Athlone has been very busy today, hasn't it? Jesus Christ. Did you see the videos coming out? I have a few videos there that I'm going to play now in a while.
No, I've been doing a Christmas market all weekend, so I've kind of behind the social media.
Jesus. I'm behind myself now. I was taking down posters up until Friday night. And then I got a call this evening.
You're regretting now putting up all those posters, yourself and Glenn. I swear to God, you're going to be at it for the next 6 months.
I know, I had to have them down by Friday. And I got a message there now this evening to say there was one up in Kilbarrack facing the Foxhound pub. I definitely took it down from there the other night. I know I did. I took down all my posters. So now somebody's putting them back up. There was 15. I think there's 16 gone missing.
But you reported them though, didn't you?
I reported to the guards. I reported 2 of them to the guards, and I reported the rest. I sent an email off to Dublin County Council Friday night, Saturday morning, to tell them there was 15 missing. And listen, people are going to do this. They're going to put them back up, and that's what they do. You know what I mean? But it's only us. You know what I mean? And what I will say is, people, Fine Gael, Fianna Fáil, Sinn Féin, they had them all down at eye level. If I put mine down at eye level, they would be destroyed. Like there was Nazi ones put up against me, and it was just crazy the shit that happened with us. You were the same, Orla, weren't you?
Kind of. 3 of mine went missing, but we think one was the wind. We think one was just put in a position where it shouldn't have been, and I think it was taken. And then the other one, I put it in Rathvilly, and I think that's big Sinn Féin area. So. But that's all. None of the rest of mine were touched. We had them up like really good and high. So
yeah, I had mine all up high, but there was ones I put down low in areas where there was cameras. I knew there was cameras. I had one right outside Hout Church. Right, it was great where it was the whole lot. And I went out there the Sunday before the elections, and I put it there on the Friday. And I went out there on the Sunday, and I had the Nazi signs up. Someone took a picture and sent it to me. I left it up. I thought, let the people see what's going on. And this woman came out of a flower shop there, and she said, I'll be honest with you, son. She says, in all my years, she said, I've never seen anything like that going on election posters and everything else. So it was a clear hit against the IFP and against me and against you and Anthony. And Anthony lost hundreds.
Anthony lost a load. Yeah, a load of his was taken.
Yeah. What have we
got here? You know what's so gas is that, the ones that are absolutely destroying the country, their posters were barely touched.
They're never touched. That's the thing, Orla. You know what I mean? Hang on, what's this here? I harbour no bad feelings towards anyone who left the IFP. I respect the individuals. Listen, there was a reason why we left. We'll explain the reason in a while when the lads come on. I don't want to be talking, I don't want to be saying things unless the lads are on here to talk with us. I did put out a thing to Luke last night. Luke was annoying me on Twitter. You know what Luke does, and I said, come on the show and we can do this. I'm not giving him a platform here on my, this is my show. If he wants to do shit like this, go ahead and set up your own show, Luke. You know what I mean? But what's this, Elizabeth Murray? I saw that all, Paul. It's brilliant. I'm going to go. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to just go with Athlone today. Okay. It's only about 2 minutes long, 3 minutes long. We'll play this and we'll come back.
Ireland is taking no more. This is our country. This is not the government country. People power. People power. Come on. Where's the clip for that? Hey, you can put that this camera there. Just say to watch me because they will arrest you. Man to the front! Man to the front! Watch this, we get fucking lifted again. Yeah, man. Yeah. Okay, they're walking, they're letting them walk, they're letting them walk, they're letting them walk. Yeah, they're letting them walk. Get them out! 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 Out!
Well, wow. Jesus Christ.
I'm just laughing. There's Dave there with the dogs.
Dave is always there with the dogs, and he blew the horn there earlier. I have the video of that as well. Mm-hmm. But again, what we will say here is the county councillors in Athlone have brought an injunction against this to stop this from happening, and they still let this go ahead. So, let's be honest. I said I wasn't going to give out about migrants now or anything else, and I seen Gavin done a video yesterday about Tent City and the whole lot. Like, this is what you reap what you sow. This is what you elected. This is what you brought back into the country to run the country. So, people were asleep at the wheel here. People knew they should have had nationalists coming in here. But again, I don't agree. I don't believe Sinn Féin got all the votes that they got. I don't believe Fianna Fáil got them. I don't believe Fine Gael got them. People are going to tell me I'm a conspiracy theorist and I'm a this and I'm a that. But I'm telling you, I saw stuff in that counting centre. I saw ballots with X's on them with ones wrote over them. I saw number ones changed to number twos. I saw number 11s, 1, 2, 3, 4, and number 11. Like, the voting patterns didn't add up. Sinn Féin got number 1, I got number 2, and the other Sinn Féin candidate didn't get any. Come on, if you're voting Sinn Féin, you're voting 1, 2, and then whatever after it. Michelle Keane has a big thing about it in Kerry as well. So I'm not buying that Sinn Féin got all these votes because, Like, Orla, we knocked on thousands of doors, and I know a lot of shinners, and the shit they told me I wouldn't vote for these bastards again, and
I know.
you know, it's just
I
crazy.
had two people tell me that they were voting for Sinn Féin. Everybody else at the doors said to me, if they, when they spoke about it, they said, no way am I voting Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael or Sinn Féin. And I don't believe that. No way. I don't believe it. And I know the Sinn Féin woman down here in Carlow, they were going around putting leaflets in doors. They were not, like, they might have done a small bit of canvassing. They did not do the canvassing we did. So why would they be, where did all this voting come from? It just makes no sense. Then you look at the likes of, what's her name? Oh my God, the Minister for Justice.
Oh, Helen McEntee. She got
more
thousands more
votes than she did the first time round. Now, I'm sorry now. And then what? Philip Dwyer got 1 vote in Newtown, Mount Kennedy, and Simon Harris got 160. I'm sorry now, but no.
Somebody's posting up there, lads with hoods and masks are not giving the protest a good look. That's all RT want. And I agree with that. Because none of us wear masks or hoods. You know what I mean? And listen, if you're wearing a mask or a hood, maybe, listen, a lot of people, I remember being at a protest last year outside the Dáil, and there was 2 guys wearing masks and hoods, and they were called coppers. Yeah, get out of here, your shills, your coppers, your this and that. And one of them walked up to me, and I knew him. And he told me who he was. He said, Paul, I work in the Dáil. He said, I can't be seen. I said, right, fair enough. So, there is some of them there that are genuinely can't show their faces, like, for fear of losing their jobs,
I know. But they are right. It's not a good look. It gives that kind of thug element to it,
Here, let me see. IFP Idiots, Fools, Puppets Party. Luke is right. No substance. You're too busy bumming each other. Yeah, Luke is right. Of course, Luke is right. Luke is a wretch. Okay. End of story. Whoever you are.
Oh, my dear God.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
you know what? How do we have to deal with these people? Honest to God. Their level of intelligence is just zero.
Yeah. Well, listen, this is what you're dealing with. You know what I mean? This is it. He started off yesterday calling me Mohammed Paul and Mohammed this, and we all know who that is. Look, you know what I mean? And the funny thing is, these people that he's in bed with now couldn't give 2 shits about him. Couldn't care less. They fucking hate him. And I know that for a fact. You know what I mean? The same with other candidates that ran for the National Alliance and everything else. They can't stand them. So, listen, 100%, Paul, make a tip. Conspiracy theories don't get myocarditis. It's true. None of us do. There's something very fishy about this election. What are they doing about it? I don't know. But I sent off an email to... What I wanted to know was, okay, somebody texted me last week and said, Paul, you only got 7 votes in St. Kevin's School in Donaghmede. I think I spoke about it last Sunday night.
Yeah.
I know for a fact I had 9 votes coming out. I had 8 votes coming out of that school at 5:15. I'm from Donaghmede. All my mates voted for me. I know they did. My mom, my sister, my brother voted, and 3 couples coming out of there told me they voted for me. Yeah, I only had 7 votes. Now I sent off an email to the registrar or whatever whoever you send it off. And Michelle Keane told me to ask for the tally, the voter tally. You know what I mean? So I did. I sent it off, and all they sent me was 2 sheets. Now I wanted to know, could I get it from, from each constituency, each place that came in, each thing. I'm sure I can if I put in a freedom of information request or something like that. But I want to know where I got these votes. I'm just going to bring Martin up here now. Hang on. Hello there, Mr. Murphy. How are you?
How are we all doing?
Good to see you. How are you doing?
Martin, I hate to tell you, there's somebody behind you.
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah.
He looks a bit scary, Martin.
Yeah.
It's a lefty.
Yeah.
That's not a lefty.
No, that's not. Jesus, no.
That's one of our old gods.
Yeah.
But look, we're never going to look. Anthony was right when he was saying about how there should be live streaming, and there should be, or like a digital. I think he was saying as well about having, go in, vote, have a digital, have it done digitally, and then it goes up on a screen, and then you get your paper copy of it as well. Do you know what I mean? Just to make sure that nothing untoward is going on. You know what I mean? But Look, I don't know. Like, do you know what I'd love to know? Like, in relation to our transfers, I'd love to have seen the transfers. It was actually really nice yesterday. I came home from the Christmas market and I went into Aldi and I was met by the security guard. Now, he wasn't arresting me, so don't worry. And he came up to me and he said, I voted for you and so did my wife. He said, because you were really nice at the door. And then I was at the tails and another fella came over to me and he put out his hand. You know the way you're thinking, oh, Jesus. And he came up and he shook my hand and he said, fair play to you for running for elections. He said, myself, all my family voted for you. I know several people that voted for you as well. And he said, fair play to you. He said, you ran a brilliant campaign. And he said, I loved all your videos on Facebook. And I was like, oh, thanks very much. I just thought it was so nice. Like, do you know what I mean? It's nice to get the compliments.
It is. Mickey from Tip. Martin, how are you? Go ahead, Martin. Tell us how you are.
It's been a week.
It's been a week in
It's been a
politics,
week.
hasn't it? Jesus
It's
Christ.
been a week. I'm just catching up on all the comments here. I'm looking for just look. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I see we've got one dissenter in there, but let him at it. Yeah, let him at it. I want to address something. So look, I mean, from my point of view, my big thing is honesty, and I address everything to the best of my ability.
I agree.
I made the decision to leave IFP, Irish Freedom Party, based on basically somebody told me. I asked a very straightforward question. We all know what went on internally and stuff like that, and there was a small bit of attempts at character assassination and this, that, and the other. It's politics; it's a filthy world. We know it is. But I asked a very, very simple question about the status of the leadership of the party. I got a very straightforward answer, and the answer, unfortunately, does not align with what I'm able to do. So, like I said, there was talks. There was talks between me and the chairman. The party leader declined to speak, and then, you know, the mud started flying. There's been accusations made online, so I'm officially and publicly asking Irish Freedom Party to retract the allegation. And then there's one gentleman who's not aligned with the party anymore, who has made comments online. So he's already been told online to retract the allegation. I'm not going to pretend I'm some lad that's all lawyered up or anything like that, but I have used solicitors before, and I do know solicitors, and I will take legal action.
It is defamation of character what he's done, and Glenn as well.
Against all parties involved, because see, IFP has to take responsibility for this as well, because I know where the information came from. It could only have come from 3 people that are all still affiliated to IFP. So I'll be sending an email in the morning asking to the party chairman, asking him to publicly clear my name in relation to the allegations, because like I said, the non-party member who made the allegations could only have got the information from a party member, and it could only be have been one of 3 people. So look, that's it. This is politics. I mean, the simple fact of the matter is, there are certain people and institutions that they just want to be politicians. They want to be part of the system, and I have no problem with that. More power to them. But becoming part of the system doesn't solve the problems of the country. We have to take a much more nuanced approach. It's not just politics. It's politics, media, and civic responsibility. And like I said, myself and some of our colleagues and yourselves hopefully will move forward and build that. And like I said, there's only 3 people in the party and 1 ex-member that I have any actual problem with, because of their actions. Look, you know this thing, the saying of.
Well, I said it to Glenn the other day. I worked in a solicitor's office, and I think it's now time for further action to be taken against certain individuals, because.
Well, no. If there's
defamation of character,
let them retract their stuff. Let them retract it and apologise, and then give them the chance. That's what I do. I give them the chance.
Yeah, always. You always give somebody a chance, the opportunity to retract.
Well, you did, Martin, a few days ago.
Yeah, but this is the reality of politics. You know, I'm not a huge fan of airing dirty laundry in public, but it's one thing if somebody lies about me, then all bets are off. And I've asked everybody to play nice. You see, the thing is, all that's happened here is a large number of people have decided they want to leave the IFP. Right? It's not a cult. It's come and go as you please. There was some offers made in relation to changes in leadership and this, that, and the other. And look, it didn't come about amicably. So people decided, rather than get into a 6-month or year-long battle over the party and leadership, to just walk away and leave. Like I said, it's not, IFP isn't mine. You know what I mean? It's not mine to take off somebody. So why would I get into a big long battle over who's going to be in charge or who's going to be the boss? No, it's a case of we've limited time, we've limited resources. If you can't align with the leader of the party because of what they said, I'm not going to repeat it, but if anybody, I've already said, if anybody wants the truth of the matter, just DM me and I'll tell people privately. I'm not putting it out there. But if you don't align with somebody, then why would you follow them? So it's a case of you just leave. And since the funny thing is, since we announced the departure, our phones haven't stopped. The amount of people that have reached out to us because that block is now gone. It's been amazing. Paul, you know yourself. What you know what I mean? That phone hasn't stopped.
The phone hasn't stopped. Mine's the same. But
Yeah.
I can you guess who Mustafa Poo is? Can you guess?
Well,
I know exactly who it is.
But it doesn't matter. Like what I'm going to say, I'm going to address whoever that is, right? If you were in the count centre in Kilkenny and Carlow and you were there with the person, or you are the person, you're cowards. I was standing there pretty much on my own. You could have come up and spoke to me in person and given me all the crap and this, that, and the other, but nobody could even make eye contact with me. So I'm calling you out. You're cowards. Yeah. It's as simple as that.
We are cowards.
When I was standing in front of you, I'm not a big guy. I'm not an intimidating guy. You shied away like little pansies. So you control all you want. You're weak humans, as far as I'm concerned. You've no redeeming qualities. I'm owed an apology. And like I said, if I don't get it, we'll see. We'll see how I feel tomorrow morning.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I'm just saying.
But I said this. It wasn't last week or the week before that. What you laugh about with these ones is they were asked to run for local elections and hadn't even got the balls to do it. But they're up slating and slagging off everybody else. And I'd be asking serious questions when we know what party they belong to and what their leader is doing about it. And considering what's going on with Gavin Pepper, which is another absolute and utter disgrace with the threatening behaviour towards him. Like, you're part of a nationalist movement and you have this scum element in it. It's absolutely disgusting. It makes you ashamed to be part of it.
Well, look, I'd said after the elections there was going to be a cull, and the nationalist movement was going to get very, very small. And that is happening now. This is all part of the process. So there are people who like to play act. There are people who just want to roar and shout, and then there's people who want to get down to some serious work. We've realized now after 2 rounds of elections that our product may be good, but our marketing is shit, and that's just the easiest way to say it. It's crap. So what needs to happen is, and it is happening in the background. People need to get into a room, hash out a load of ideas, basically brainstorm, basically throw all the ideas on the floor, democratically decide which ideas are best, and then walk away and hand those ideas over to experts, marketing experts, sales experts, and PR experts, because we don't have that, and we're trying to sell a product that may or may not be good. We don't know because we haven't done the research. We have to hand it over to experts in the field. They can package a product that then we can nominate candidates to go door to door and sell in the future. And that's the way it has to work. In the meantime, we have to up our ground game. And I've had some very interesting conversations in the last week in relation to what has nationalism actually done? You know what I mean? What have we done? How many homeless people have we housed? The answer is 0. You know what I mean? How many lives have we saved? 0. You know what I mean? How many?
Yeah.
We talk a good game, but we've a very, very poor actual on the ground game. So, and again, that's what Sinn Féin is about. That's about building a ground game. It's not political. It's not to do with politics. It will never be anything to do with politics. But Sinn Féin is about building the ground game, actually getting into the communities. At the minute, it's an information network, but we're building, and it's going to be about old community values, helping out your elder neighbour, keeping an eye out for, dodgy going-ons, maybe tackling crime and drugs in the community.
I'm just sorry, Martin. I'm just looking there. Linda just said answer the question, but I'm looking back through here what Linda said. Linda's last comment was Herman Kelly is not a good leader. You have to have certain qualities to be a good leader. and here Herman had none of them. Okay, that's the only thing I'm saying. But answer what question, Linda? I'm not.
Is that
getting
what is it? Was that the question?
I don't know.
It looked like a comment rather than a question.
Yeah, it did look like a comment. But Linda, if you can put it in here again, answer the question. I don't know what question you want us to answer. I think and someone said that we're talking now of context. Tell people exactly what happened. Well, exactly what happened was listen, we asked about the leader. There was a few things went on in the past 2 or 3 months that we felt that the leader didn't address properly. And there was a vote of no confidence in the leader. And that's what happened. You know what I mean? End the story. And we didn't get anywhere with that. So that's why I walked away. That's exactly why I walked away. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go behind the door about it. You know what I mean? I didn't agree with what happened. And I was going to walk 2 months ago, Martin, and you were the man who persuaded me to stay until after the election.
I don't know that I make a mistake in that. Should I've just said, yeah, come on back then. But my reason for convincing or trying my best to convince everybody to stay was I thought it was a bad move before the election. I thought for the nationalist movement before the general election for a party to be having a mass exodus, I genuinely thought that was the bad move. I never think of things in just IFP. I think of things of what's good for the country. So, and again, look, that's possible. That is possibly and potentially what put the party leader and me at loggerheads, because I don't think in straight lines. It wasn't just IFP. I was reaching out to people. I was talking to people. I was trying to build bridges. Do you know what I mean? So, I can understand why somebody would be annoyed, but there's a way to handle strong-willed people. Herman is strong-willed. I'm strong-willed. The conversations could have been had one-to-one. He decided to make them public in all of the internal groups, which I thought was very, very bad form. And when I questioned him about it privately, and I asked the question, I did, and I got the answer that I was it's not angry at that. I was disappointed. I was disappointed with the answer, because this isn't what I signed up for. It was Michael Leahy that brought me into the party. Michael Leahy is a fantastic human being. There's nobody that can say anything bad about Michael Leahy. He's just an absolute gentleman. He's a diplomat. He's well versed in many things, and I've broke bread with the man. I've ate with him, and I've watched him pray before he eats, and fantastic man. And then Shane would have elevated me in the party. Another good guy. I actually met Shane today. Shane was at the Athlone protest today. So we just went over and I briefly just said hello and stuff like that. I don't know, what his feelings are on it all. But I still was going to go over and shake his hand and say hello and just ask how things were going.
Someone, Linda just said, you're talking about the situation without giving context to your viewers. That's the question. That was the question. But we've given context now, haven't we? This is what has happened, and that's why we're where we are today. So we have given context. Somebody, Jesus, no, I'm not putting that up.
There's a good one there. That's a good comment. Is the founder of IFP very unreasonable to ask them to step away? Now, you can ask a leader in a political movement. You can ask a leader to step down at any point, because if you have a vote of no confidence, and you're right. I came to the conclusion, and if one wanted to, one could take a political party. But my view on it is, and this is the kind of argument for Herman and me, or discussion or disagreement that Herman and me had, it centered around free speech. And I'm a massive proponent of free speech, and it's free speech for everybody or free speech for nobody. That's the way I go. So a party leader can't determine, if you're a party that's promoting free speech, you can't say that, oh, well, it's free speech as long as I say it's free speech. That's not good enough. But IFP, as far as I'm concerned, belongs to Herman Kelly. I'm not going stealing another man's property. So it's not mine to take. So I thought about it long and hard, and I thought, what's the most productive use of my time? I have this big thing about time being a commodity, and we don't have a lot of it. Am I going to spend 6 months or a year arguing with somebody? No, I'm not. You hold your head up high, and you walk away, and you part company. And like I said, I was parting company on reasonable terms until the mudslinging started. And like I said, I haven't responded to a lot of it, but any blatant lie, I will publicly come back at. And I've done that twice, to an ex-party member and to the party president. But look, it seems to have passed over. I bear no ill will to anybody in IFP. Everybody who's left is still my friends and my colleagues, bar the person who made the death threat against me, the two people who leaked the information to the ex-party member, and the ex-party member. They're the 4 people that I can't and will not work with. You know, there's a mistake. Look, there's people in life you can fuck with, and there's people you can't. And unfortunately, I think Herman miscategorized which one I was. But look, it is what it is. The nationalist movement is not IFP. The nationalist movement is not National Party. It's not Irish people. It's not Ireland First. It is a collection of people who want to try, and let's simplify it, want to try and save Irish lives. That's it. If we simplify that, get all these guys in a room and put that up on a board. The goal is to save as many Irish lives as possible. There's nobody that can argue that that is not a noble goal. And if we have that goal and everybody can agree on that, then you've got the foundation to build from, and nobody can storm out of the room because of ego or anything like that. Because if they do, they're essentially saying that, well, no, I don't care about Irish lives, which nobody is going to do. And then you just build from that. You just get your lines out of that statement saying that, you know what I mean, how are we going to achieve it? And everybody needs to contribute. But I think leaders, we're always looking for saviors. We're always looking for you know, one figurehead to lead us. No, let's scrap that idea. It hasn't worked. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
Let's go with a different model. Let's go with councils of wise people who will vote democratically on different situations and different policies. And let's have lots of councils from the ground up. Let's start them in the villages and the towns, and then they can go to county level, and then they can go to, and let's work like that. Government is too big at the present. We need to start chipping away at what government is, because these systems are designed to keep us down, keep us poor, keep us infighting. And once we address this issue and go back to, it's a little bit tribal, but hey, this is who we were. This is look at the background. This is what we were before we adopted foreign systems. So let's go back to our old systems.
We need to get into the community and start working with the community now again. You know what I mean? And working our way up again. As you said.
Martin, it's a bit like the Knights of the Round Table. That's what we need.
Well, the Knights of the Round Table would be the ones who be looking after everything, but we need to get people at ground level to be forming groups, and then to move up to county level, and then to say AC level. You know the sort of way, and I think that's the way forward. Not to have one man doing everything, you know.
There was there's those that say that the story of King Arthur and the Round Table and stuff like that is actually Irish as opposed to the kind of post Roman British era. But that's I suppose that's one for the historians.
That's another thing.
But you know what? A little bit of chivalry. What's wrong with it?
Yeah.
Somebody's just
well,
saying
I've always said.
Sorry, Orla. Someone's just saying Lorraine Doyle there. I think, is that Lorraine that was with Glenn? I think, I don't know. Your problem now then will be getting a new National Party registered, as the government admin system has made it virtually impossible to register a new party.
I have a plan, a cunning plan.
Yeah. You might not need to register a party.
It's already been taken care of. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'd say so. I was clarifying with Paul on the chat, not having a go at you personally. That's all. Steady Eddie. Okay, thanks, Lisa Marie. But I know who Mustafa is. It's definitely your man, that gobshite. But there he is. There.
Oh, so we knew that.
Drinks. Ed, I'll put up the drinks on Martin.
Where is it?
It's back of it. Yeah, I just see what drinks are on Martin.
Yeah, I'm not saying it there.
Back of it. It's before the Herman Kelly is the founder of IFP, but very unreasonable to ask him to step away. You know that one. It's back to that.
Okay. I'm looking. Asher, listen. We know what it is, and anyway, yeah.
So I bear no ill will towards anybody, and like I said, it's not a cult. We're free to come and go as we please. There was obviously a decision, and it was a very clear decision.
Hang on. Here's Luke again. Right now, we'll put Luke back up again. Right. Don't listen, guys. Herman is a victim here. He no money to buy a bag of Hoover, for Martin stole the Christmas money. You fucking idiot.
That's not Luke. That's not Luke.
It is. I'm telling you.
No, do you know who that is? That's Deadbeat Kid. That's who that is.
Did you say so?
Oh, yeah. I will say one thing to Luke. He can spell. That fella can spell.
Yeah, he can't talk when he's full of lush, but Martin is a very intelligent guy. There you go, Martin. You sure are.
That's debatable. That's debatable. I have the same access to information that everybody has, and that's it. I'm not fucking overly smart. I'm not a fucking genius. Look, I'm fucking. I'm
Just
sorry. Do you know what?
Simon, just give me my money.
What money? What money? Like, what money have I got here belong to you, Mustafa Pooh?
I like that. I don't. Do you know what?
He's
Let that's actually funny. Let that guy troll away all night. It's great.
Yeah.
So, and in relation to the false accusations, so just so everybody's clear, the party chairman has Paul. You know exactly what the story.
I know
is.
exactly. Yeah.
But the party chairman has a copy of the information now. I'll be asking for Irish Freedom Party to make it public to clear my good name. But it's very funny, and just in case anybody's concerned, it was €115, and it went to a very, very good cause. It just did.
It wasn't 115 grand or anywhere near anything like what they're trying to make out.
I know, yeah. €115. So it's funny, but at the same time, my family saw that on Instagram 2 days later, so it's not. It's in that sense, it's not particularly nice. But look, we're dealing with not particularly nice people. I suppose that's the one thing to address. There's a difference between us and them. I know you're nice people. I interact with you so much, and I've spent so much time with you. I just know you're nice people. That's you know what I mean. Nobody's perfect.
Here, Martin, I'll give you that 50 later.
But
I'll go to 50 as well.
Yeah. I know this is going to be clipped and put up on Twitter.
Of course it is.
But
The
but it's okay, Paul. You record everything, so it's fine.
But the people who make these accusations, they're not nice people, and that's the big thing that people need to realize is that there's not nice people in the nationalist movement. And
no, there's not. There's actually horrible people in the nationalist movement. I'm actually shocked at certain people's behaviour. It is atrocious. I mean, you think when you get out of school, people grow up, but dear God of Almighty, the carry on of some people has been atrocious. And certain individuals, I'm not getting into why I left IFP, but all I will say is certain issues was brought to Herman's attention and nothing was done about it. And I was very disappointed over it. And he knew about what was going on and he did nothing about it. And it was brought to his attention on several occasions. There was another particular individual, not from Kilkenny, and was asked, was blocked and was told several times, go away and leave me alone. I don't want nothing to do with you. And still and all was putting up nonsense about me. Like, how many times do you have to tell somebody to go away? Like, can they not take a hint? Like, it's just shocking.
I'm gonna stop everyone there. Okay, this girl, Mr. Joe Cool, just watched the video on Telegram of a young Irish woman crying her eyes out after being robbed by foreigners while waiting at a bus stop. I actually have that video, and I'm just gonna go with it. Okay. Let's go with that, and we'll come back and talk to her.
So I recorded this TikTok at 12 at night. I was waiting for my bus when a load of foreigners up to me. I fought back, but they got my purse, my ID, my card, all my belongings. So and a T-shirt and all isolated activities responsible. If you think this is acceptable for a young girl in her 20s to be treated when she's just waiting for her bus, you can come on yourself.
Yeah, that is not good. With like, that girl is clearly distressed in her 20s. She was attacked by a lot of foreigners. You know, this is not good. You know what I mean? This is just not good. Women cannot walk the streets anymore. Kids cannot walk the streets anymore. As she said there herself, Dublin is a kip. And Malachy Steenson has said it more than once that Dublin is a kip. So has, the other councillor that ran out in Ballyfermot. What's his name? He said it in the council offices 2 weeks ago, and he was booed down for it and everything else. Dublin is a kip. This whole country is turning into a kip. Sorry,
Did you see the video? Did you see the video the other day? I'm not sure when it was from.
No, I'm just saying it's the boxing coach.
Phil Sutcliffe. Phil Sutcliffe. Yeah. Go on. Sorry.
Did anyone see the two videos the other day? There was two. Right. There was one with a foreign man walking down the street in Dublin with a knife, waving it around the place. Then there was another video outside the GPO with a huge amount of Syrians just congregating outside the GPO.
Yeah, I seen it. I have that other one there of the. I'm gonna just play it now. Just show you here now, and I'll, that's it there.
Be careful with this motherfucker. He has a knife, yeah?
This is Grafton Street.
Left jacket, knife. See? Watch out.
People walking around the city with knives. Come on, lads. Come on, like.
But swinging around the place and everything like that. They don't care. Like it doesn't seem to bother them.
What was the story with the burnt out car and the guy with the machete?
What was that?
I don't know what that was. I've seen the video, all right, but
is it Dublin though? Is it?
It seems to be Dublin. Yeah, it seems to be Dublin. Yeah, but there was another 3 cars burnt out in Colesta last night as well. But by the looks of it, one of them looks to be an electric car that set fire to the other 2 cars. I'll actually just play it here now. There's only a couple of seconds, only about 15 seconds long. Where are we? Saturday night attack. Hang on. 3 cars on fire in Colesta. Here we go. Look at it there. It looks like a Jeep.
And Joanne, you're taking us through the big match.
It looks like a Jeep, an electric Jeep that caught fire and spread to the other 2 cars that were beside it.
Very strange.
Very strange. Yeah, very strange. Young Irish lads getting beat up in Letterkenny Main Street by gangs of Africans. Jesus Christ. You mean Letterkenny? Oh. And this is, here we go. Irish men will not protect their women and children, too busy watching football. I've been saying it. Gavin Pepper has been saying it. Every protest we go to, we talk about this. Men are too busy. Men are too busy with a few cans and watching the telly and watching football and watching bullshit on the telly to worry about what's going on around them. You know, it's.
There was a good show of men out in Athlone today. Now
I've seen it.
They went past the barriers again, and went all the way. It's funny. No public order unit. It was up there for most of the day, and like
because there was too many people there. That's the problem. Too many people.
Yeah, it was smaller than the last one, but still very, very under resourced. Or they must be changing their tact now. I'll tell you what I did see. There was lots of guys there with telescopic lenses, taking photographs.
Of course, there was.
Cars. Yeah. So I'd say a lot of profiling went on today, but it was very, very peaceful. The guards decided to close the door, put barriers up where they crossed the last time. And the barriers were promptly removed, and everybody just marched on past them. But it's great to see community standing up like that. They went down to the gate of the centre. A few people went into the centre and then left fairly quickly after. Just had to look around to get an idea of the scale of the place, and then everybody just went home. There was one lady, an elderly lady, tackled to the ground that was injured. Now I don't know if an ambulance had to be called for or not, but I think they were accusing her of cutting a cable there or something like that, and 3 or 4 guards ran after her, and she ended up on the ground anyway. I didn't see how she ended up on the ground, just that by the time I got there, she was on the ground, and the guards had seemed to have ceased with the idea of arresting her, and it was more about medical attention being received. But like it was fine. It was peaceful. Like I said, that people just physically pushed past the barrier and walked past the guards. And went to the gate of the centre, stayed for a few minutes, said what they had to say, and dispersed. But it's great to see people power in action. Athlone are doing a great job. That place is scary. It's so big. It is actually scary to think of the amount of people that could potentially go in there.
Mustafa Peel, you're so funny. Paul Fitzsimons, people walking around the city with a knife. Mate, are yours? Is it Billy Boy? Yeah, am I Billy Boy?
This guy's literate, isn't he?
Oh, this fella is a dick.
No, yes, I told you. Like, look, I will say that's not Luke. It's not. See, URS. No.
Here we have. This is actually my sister. A black woman tried to abduct a 4-year-old walking to play school with her mother last week, and I remember this because I was speaking. My sister was speaking. Bernice was speaking to the woman, and what happened was, she collected the child, I think, from play school or whatever it was. And one woman distracted her while the other one lifted up the child and went to walk away with the child. Now, this woman is from my road, like from where I'm from. And like she'd be dead wired, you know what I mean? But that woman is shitting herself now because of her grandkids. A black woman and another woman tried to take the child. And it's now, this happened. I know for a fact that this happened because the woman told my sister the other day. It's disgraceful, like what's going on. You know what I mean? When did that ever happen in this country? It never happened
Very
in this
rarely.
country.
Very, very rarely.
You know?
Jesus Christ.
It's crazy.
I'd actually hate to have young kids. I'm so happy that my kids are fucking older.
So am I.
Well, you see, my eldest is 12. My youngest is 8. So, you know, I won't let them out of here alone. Like, you try to give them a bit of independence, and now you can't because...
No.
Like my missus left. My missus said, yeah, they're all right. Because she doesn't see what I see. That's the problem here. You know what I mean? People don't see what we see. And I can't unsee what I've seen, Martin. You know, the sort of way it's...
You have to move down the country. It's still fairly safe down here.
Yeah, well, she is from down the country. Like, when they go down the country, there's not a bother. Because, I'll be honest with you, I remember being down there years ago, right? Achill Island, right? And this black guy started to head up. He was out jogging, right? And next thing, everyone got a phone call. There's a black fella on the thing, blah, blah, blah. It turned out the chap was at the signing for Achill Celtic. And everybody, I'm not messing. Yeah, seriously, like. And like, travelers down,
Oh, God.
when the travelers come down, right, as soon as they come across the bridge, every pub pulls the shutters down, bump, all the way up the island until they drive back off the island, and then that's it, they'll open back up again, so they don't have to put up with the hassle, you know?
Yeah. So anyway, what did you fill your week with now that you didn't have canvassing to do?
Oh, Jesus. I was taking down posters, and I only took down the last ones Friday night, myself and my brother. Fair play to Davey. Thanks very much for helping me. And one went back up tonight. I got a phone call earlier on to say that was one put up outside Greendale, outside the pub. I took it down. I remember taking it down the other night. So there was 15 went missing, as I said earlier. So, hey, listen, it's going to happen, isn't it?
You informed the council, did you?
I informed the council on Friday night that there was 15 missing. I just sent the mail off. I got a reply.
Send them, or the the person who was emailing you in relation to the director of elections, whoever the
okay, I didn't. I just sent it to the county council itself.
Yeah, send it to him as well. Whoever
I'll
was
forward it on.
The council. Yeah. Same for you, Orla. Make sure you contact the council if you're
yeah, I rang them on Friday. There was nobody answering the phone, so I have to ring back on Monday or tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow.
Just make sure, the deadline is passed now, so you need to make sure you send that email first thing in the morning, just as a record that you are missing posters. So if you do go back up, you have a leg to stand on, saying, well, you're not paying the fine because you did take all your posters down.
Paul, I saw a poster of yours. Oh, there's Dermot. Hello, Dermot. How are you? How's things?
Hi, Dermot.
I saw a poster of yours still in Raheny Village. Dermot, I didn't put any up in Raheny Village. I put one up in Raheny Village and I took it down the other day. So someone is putting them back up again. Definitely someone is putting them back up again. Thanks. And anyway, Dermot, I'll try and sort that in the morning. Thank you. But
well, I was back to my animal rescue stuff. I was doing a Christmas market all weekend, so that's what I was at. And you know what? It was actually lovely. It was, do you know what? It was really nice to just be back to normal. Do you know, just not thinking about elections or not thinking about canvassing or leafleting or doing anything. Do you know what I mean? It was actually just nice to be just, do you know, your normal self.
Just outside the church. Thanks, Dermot. I'll check that out tomorrow. Thanks very much. But I thought I took it down. Me and my brother did them the other night. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'll check it again in the morning. It probably was. But listen, thanks, Dermot, for letting me know. Cheers, mate. Yeah. Remember the invaders took Irishmen. Remember this, the invaders look at Irishmen as absolute cowards. Well, I don't know whether they look at me as a coward or you, Martin, or I'm not a coward. You know what I mean? I'll fight till the end here, you know?
Yeah, I think I think people should be very careful in underestimating our numbers.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, I think so myself, yeah.
So are you finished your posters, Paul, or what have you to do?
Yeah, no, I finished. Everything is down. Well, Dermot's at the telling me there's one in Raheny, so I have to get that down now. I'll get that down in the morning. I'll fly over in the morning and take it down, and then I have.
But isn't it just actually nice not to have to worry about going out canvassing and all that?
Or
I'm going to be honest, Orla, right? My legs feel like jelly now. Really, I'm not messing because I'm not walking as much as I was. Like I was walking 30,000 steps a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I got into bed Friday night there, and I got up Saturday morning, and it was like as though I hadn't slept. It was like my legs were still, and they were like jelly. It was horrible. They're still like it today.
Yeah, but who says you have to stop canvassing? If you intend on going again, you need to get your face out there again and start now and run into it. There's local elections.
Now here.
Listen. That this is the price. This is the price you have to pay. And Orla, you're still doing your business videos. And can I say something to you? You should keep doing those business videos, and you should expand to the wider Carlow area, not just Carlow town, and give everybody a shout. They're absolutely brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant. You should keep doing
I know,
those.
it's very funny. I was asked on Facebook, did I get paid for it? And I was like, no. I said I do it.
Here, just asking that. I heard you was taking to Tala Hospital. Someone said something about eye sockets. Was there a woman attacked or something, lads? I didn't hear any more.
Anything.
Jesus, Paul, there's been 4 different, I think 3 or 4 different women attacks this week alone. It's actually, there's so many of them now. It's hard to keep track of which one is which.
Thanks, Martin.
There was one down in Cork, and then there was another one in Dublin. There's another one somewhere else in Newbridge or something like that.
Christ.
So it's just look. This is and people voted for this again. This is what people voted for. 5 more years of this.
Yeah.
I don't think there'll be 5 more years of it anyway.
No, I don't either. Somebody wrote up there. I know that chap who burnt the car. He's Romanian. Word is he got fucked out of the pub. Boomers went on a mad one. Boomers is in. That's in.
Oh, that's the guy with the machete, is it?
Yeah. Lads, I can't see this government lasting 4 or 5. Neither can I, to be honest.
No. I think it'll probably last about 2 years because they'll try and bring in the hate speech. They'll try and bring in God knows what. Do you see all the shite going on now with the cattle and that stuff they're putting into the milk?
Yeah.
Like, geez. Thank God I don't drink milk.
Bovamere or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of milk, and I'm going to start being careful what I'm buying now.
Well, do you know what, Martin? There is oat milk, and there's rice milk, and there's soya milk.
Sorry now. Fuck off is all I have to say to that.
Well, would you rather that or poisonous milk? So you decide.
My young fella works on the farm, so I get him to bring me home a cup straight from the fucking teats every day, and I'll be grand. Unpasteurized whole milk.
Well, it's supposed to stop the methane and whatever else. And like me and Dr. Jerry Waters done the show at the Trust of Science at 7:00, and we spoke about it. And he was talking about the methane. The methane is nothing. This is just a scare tactic they're using.
It's all part of Agenda 2030.
But it's exactly what Mick Wallace came out with the other day. He done a video the other day. I didn't download it. I don't really like Mick Wallace, to be honest. But he came out and said that the biggest methane that came out of the earth in the last 100 years came out of the Nord Stream pipeline, and everyone was silent about it. Nobody spoke about it at all. You know, so methane is nothing. Methane, cows fart. You know what I mean? Come on, get a bleeding grip, will you? But this is the scaremongering tactics that they have with RTE, and like all of these climate scientists are all being paid. You know what I mean? We had one guy here. I think his name was Ray Bates. I tried to get him on the show last year, but he died. So I couldn't get him on. I tried this year, and then I only found out he was dead. But he wrote papers and all that to say that the climate with that it wasn't going up; it was going actually down a degree, and the earth was cooling. And because that didn't suit the narrative, they just blanked him. You know. But he was the top climatologist or meteorologist in the country, like, you know what I mean, about this. And unless you go to these top colleges and you're being paid off, you won't talk about it. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Only cow's milk. Hang on. Anyone I talked to voted Anthony number 1, Tom number 2. Listen, anyone I spoke to as well told me they gave me the number 1 vote.
Yeah, so,
I know. You know, it's really crazy.
They didn't want us in. They didn't want any nationalists in.
And the fact that only two nationalists actually got their money back out of the 105 that ran is crazy, like, you know what I mean?
That's that beef coming from that's the Mercosur deal. that got
Yeah.
passed in the EU. Very, very, very bad for the Irish farming industry. So
Yeah.
it looks like the EU is happy that they destroyed our fisheries, and it looks like they're coming after our agriculture
Yeah, so
now.
they've openly said they want to cull 200,000 of our own cattle and bring in
Yeah,
cattle from Argentina.
There's Breed. Breed Ryan there has just said climate change is real. Okay, can you tell us how, Breed?
Oh, hang on. Climate change is real. The climate changes all the time. We have absolutely nothing to do with it because
Yeah.
we're too small to have any impact. But climate change happens all the time. It's been measured through the history of time. So the climate changes naturally. Things that can affect natural climate change would be solar activity. So the sun also goes through cycles, which affects our climate. Gravity can affect climate, and then what we can do is we can destroy our local environment through pollution. But in relation to the CO2, you need to look at the percentages. We're actually just not big enough to have any real impact on the actual climate. Now, they're fucking with the climate in relation to experimenting with different technologies and spraying aerosols in the air, etc. That's not conspiracy theory. That's all proven. But to what level? This is deep state stuff. It's very hard to get an actual truth. But they are definitely messing with the weather. In relation to man-made climate change, it's practically non-existent. You may get heavily, densely populated areas where the environment is shit and the environment is affected. But in relation to the global climate, no, we're too small. It's hubris to think that we're big enough to affect a planet the size of ours. So maybe do a little bit more reading. Whoever thinks climate change is they actually said a correct fact: climate change is real because climate does change, but man-made climate change is non-existent.
Just seeing Dahi there. Paul tried to send you an email a couple of weeks ago and bounced back. What's the best way to contact you? My wife and your neighbour, T. Corley. I know exactly who that is. Yeah. Listen, you'll get me on the email is fitzdub@gmail.com. You'll get me on this, send a message to me, or you'll get me on Twitter. Join me on Twitter. You know what I mean? And sure, here, look, there you go. You'll get me on that number also. 089 203 1521. 089 203 1521. You'll get me on that anytime. Okay. So cheers. Thanks for that, Dahi.
Great, Paul. You'll have about 150 messages now in the morning.
Sure, listen, that's what it's there for. It's there to take messages. You know what I mean?
No, I don't mean like good messages. I mean other messages.
Hang on. Ivor Cummins released a documentary film about climate change, which backs you up there, Paul. Yeah, listen, we all know about climate change. It's climate change. Is real. It's happening all the time. As Martin said, it's been happening for donkey's years, for thousands of years. But the climate hoax is not real. You know, we know it's not real. You know what I mean? This is just a way of taking taxes off you, and that's it. End of story. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's it. They just want to tax people out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, ever wonder why Bill Gates has decided to spray aerosols into the air when the ozone layer is very important to our environment? Well, the ozone layer was the last one, wasn't it? The ozone layer. Do you remember there's a hole in the ozone layer? There's this, there's that. Well, it's been proven that Gates is actually blocking out the sun. That's what these... I suppose we can talk about it now. I'm no longer in the IFP. So, hey, look up. Have a look up. You'll see it. It's like the X Factor. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's happening there. That's geoengineering, and that's what they're doing. They're blocking out the sun to stop climate change, to stop the heat, stop the planet from heating. But all that's doing is stopping stuff from growing, stopping you from getting vitamin D. You know what I mean? That they don't want you getting all of this. This is a plan. You know what I mean? And there we go. We need carbon. Me and Dr. Jerry spoke about it earlier. We do need carbon. If the carbon emissions went up, things would grow better. You know, things would grow better. If you look at any of these man-made greenhouses, they're pumping carbon dioxide in there to make the stuff grow quicker.
Yeah, so that's what the plants take in. Yeah.
Exactly. So why would you cut down all these rainforests and the whole lot? They are a source of carbon. You know what I mean? So listen, it's a global.
They release oxygen, which we all need.
Yeah. Ever heard of the Milankovitch cycles? It's cooler now than it was during the interglacial ice period. Yeah. Election was 1000% rigged. Anyone can see this. Been talking to customers for weeks now. No one believes for a second that one in Dunleary rat down from Fine Gael got forced preference. Yeah, I'm the same, you know.
And Paul, you and I had this conversation the other day as well, that anyone that was doing really, really well in elections seemed to come
Yes.
out worse than people who weren't. And that's very strange as well. You know, people who were flying it.
Yeah.
And there were several ones, you know, like Gavin and loads of people. Anyone that seemed to be doing really well in their area and were coming
Yeah.
on leaps and bounds seemed to do worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't want us in. We would have caused trouble.
They didn't. No, they didn't. Let me just see
You know.
there. Can you rotate this? Okay, I'm just going to show you something here. Okay, I'm going to just now. This was sent to me. Okay, this was sent to me by a constituent. Okay, I'm just going to move us down there. We'll move us down here. Show you. Hang on. Hold on there, man. Okay, can you see that there?
Well, we know it's bad.
Okay. So there we go. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you look at that, there's me
I can
there.
see 1
Look.
and 2. Yeah.
Does that not look like a number 1 that was made into a 2? And
Oh,
there's the Sinn Féin. Look. Now, why would you give me number 2 and not give your running partner number 2 and then
go
give
back
me
up.
number
Go back
3?
up there again. Go back up.
There you go. There you go. Doesn't that look weird? You know what I mean? That looks really weird, doesn't it? Like, as I said, why would you give me number 2 and not give the running partner number 2?
Yeah. From Sinn Féin. If you're voting Sinn Féin, you're voting Sinn Féin. Yeah.
Because I know anyone who voted for me only put number 1 or number 2 on it for Brian Garrigan, Michael Burke.
Yeah.
I know that's a fact because people told me. I got sent pictures, you know what I mean, off people that voted for me.
Yeah.
So that's just one of the things. There's another one there that was sent to me that had all X's on it, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 over the X's.
Oh, have you got that?
I don't know whether I have it there. I'll check now in a minute. I'll have a look now in a minute. Martin, can you take over there for a minute? I need to just go to the toilet.
Oh my God, he's so posh.
I had to put on the washing machine.
I'm sitting out here and the super stairs at the breaking, so I've no heat and it's fucking freezing out here. My hands are hanging out me.
That's a sign of age. Yeah, when the cold makes you pee. I had that today. I had that today at the protest in Athlone. I was just thinking, geez, I'm getting old and pushing on now. Like, if I need to pee out in the cold. And I couldn't go anywhere either.
Long Johns, Martin, is what you need. Long Johns.
Yeah. Actually, I have a lot of that stuff from my rugby playing days. The under stuff.
And there, Liz never known sky is so grey. I'm the same. The skies are just gone mental.
But you look at the clouds and them all like rippled. You've never had that before.
Yeah, freedom, Paul. Yeah, freedom. Yeah. I'm not missing loads of these here.
There's a good one there from Mustafa Poo again there.
Go on, what's he saying now?
That's right. Or I can't. I can't. It's 3 absolute pansies that Luke.
Oh, I've seen it there.
What did he say?
Right there, 3 absolute pansies that Luke outed and blasted. This
is Luke that's getting sued tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, that's him. That's him. Yeah. Good man, Luke.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that? That's the cold weather, Paul. You're right. It is Mickey Tip. Yeah. Speaking of Mickey Tip, I need to go and do it.
Oh, I like that. That's a great segue. That was a great segue. Yeah.
Mark, when you were talking about the businesses, when I was at my Christmas market the last 2 days, I was highlighting the businesses that were there, and a lot of them actually weren't from Carlow. Some of them were Wexford and different areas like that, and I was kind of changing up the ones I went round. And you know what? It's great because, like, you make connections, and you know what I mean. Yeah. The Christmas markets are brilliant because you meet people you haven't seen in ages, and all this sort of stuff, and you know, it's surprising who knows who and all that sort of stuff. And then
would you not keep doing it because it's great for the you have a big following, like, so it's great for the businesses to get a plug. Like, it's good for small family owned businesses and privately owned businesses to actually give them a plug. So I keep doing that. Geez, if you can spare an hour or two on a Sunday or Saturday going around plugging businesses, I mean that is a great community. But
even if somebody goes in and buys one thing, it's one thing that maybe they didn't know about the business or whatever. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You said yourself. Imagine if I ran again. Jesus, that'd send the fella in Kilkenny over the edge.
Look, I wouldn't worry about him. Like I said, look, what I'd say about the people who aren't nice, they've really shown their true colours out for everybody to see this week. Those 3 individuals, So what's your status now? Are you in or out, or are you not saying? Oh, you're not. You're not saying.
Do you know what it is, Martin? Honestly, I want a break. I want a break.
Yeah.
Like you think about it as well. We jumped from one election into another with a very short period of time, and even in those 2 months during the summer, we were still all election talk. Do you know what I mean? And really, right now,
stopped. Yeah,
it just didn't stop. Like even though, like we'll say you didn't start officially running until September, but it was just non-stop. And honestly, right now, I just want a break for a while.
But it's been going since February, March, because I
joined the party in April.
Yeah, so you've been going April, May, June, July, August, September,
and
October,
7 months.
November.
Yeah,
so
7 months.
8 months of work non-stop, like so.
Yeah, but look, I think I've got to a stage now where I really just kind of want to take a break for a while.
But keep doing the business videos because they're good.
Yeah,
and
and you know what? It's nice. As I said earlier on, it was actually just nice this weekend just to be. Just to be yourself, not all from IFP, not all of the fucking, excuse my language, the fucking GE candidate. It was just nice, just to be myself, doing the animal rescue, doing the PR stuff. The stuff that I'd done before.
Yeah. So look, we'll see what happens. We see where all the pieces fall. Like I said, everybody's on.
But I think some of us definitely just need a break, maybe just for a few weeks, and then.
Yeah.
See then what the story is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I can't share the comments there now because Paul is the admin, but I just see one coming in there. Can't believe Stephen Kerr didn't get it. There's a huge amount of people. I'm very surprised. Look, the reality was there was most of Nationalists were a long shot because look, no funding, no social media, no nothing. But some of the ones that really, really surprised me were obviously Derek Bly. I was really surprised.
Gavin Pepper.
I would have also said Gavin as an outsider. Malachy
I thought Gavin would have got in because Gavin does tremendous work for his community.
But it's still that's hard to transfer outside of your own local area. You know what I mean? So and like I said, he's massive social media audience, but everybody knows it doesn't transfer into votes. No, I'm really surprised that look, Malachy got undone. Unfortunately, Malachy would have been always my number one to get in. He got undone. The second one then would have been Derek. I'm really surprised that Derek didn't do better because his campaign was fucking brilliant. But the one that really shocked me, Elaine Mullally.
Yeah.
Elaine Mullally.
Yes.
I can't believe the votes she actually got because she did everything right. She did absolutely every single thing you'd expect from an independent campaigner. She did.
Stephen Kerr was the same.
What did I say? People that were doing really, really well ended up nearly coming out worse. And how did Brian Stanley, with a sex scandal over him, end up with over 6,000 votes? And Elaine ended up with over 2,000.
Yeah, but you have to remember the established parties always start with 3,000 to 9,000 votes of a head start, depending on where they live, because there's diehards. It's like following the football team. You've got diehard Fianna Fáilers and diehard Fine Gaelers and diehard Sinn Féiners that will never vote outside of the party. It doesn't matter. You could fucking run Charles Manson, and if the Fianna Fáil take tag on him, they'd still vote for him. As we've seen, they voted for fucking criminals. They voted for. Look, that's the head start. 3,000 to 9,000 votes every single establishment. Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, and Sinn Féin. That's the start they have against you. So in the next couple of years, we need to figure out how to make sure that when we start, we're guaranteed we have that 3,000 to 9,000 already in the bag, and then all we're trying to do is going out to convince another maybe 3,000 or 4,000 to give us the number one. That's how Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael and Sinn Féin have such success. But look,
I mean, we would have all, if we were betting. Well, I'm not a betting person now, but we all thought Glenn would get in. Like Glenn did. Like Glenn put in such hard work.
He was in my top 10. He was in my top 10 to get, but he would have been outside my top 5. I think I said it to him. One of the things that he wasn't my top 10. He was definitely in the top 10. But yeah, I was surprised. Like I lost a load of money. I went to Wild Sports and threw some money on a couple of the candidates. I got nothing back.
I hope I was included in that, Martin.
and it's the first time. Yeah, I think I got you at 50 to. Oh no, sorry. Did you go to 33 to 1? Did you? Are we 50 to 1?
What was the last one? 50 to 1, I think it was.
50 to 1. I got
I
somebody.
went from 100 to 1 to 66 to 1. I think it was to 50 to 1.
I thought maybe it was Glenn went to 33 to 1. Yeah, I threw a few quid in the all. I threw a few quid in Fitzy as well. And
It was me that went to. I went to 33s at the end.
I knew
I did
it
it from
was
100
there somewhere. Yeah, so I think I threw a 5.
Yeah, you went from 100 as well, Dan.
Yeah.
But you know what? Glenn ran a fantastic campaign. He really worked his arse off as well. Like, do you know what I mean?
Harman was down.
I'm going to show you this one.
5 to 1. And I put the money in him. And if Harman got elected, I would have broke even. And that was the plan. And he didn't get elected.
Yeah. Okay, this is another one that was sent to me. Okay. Now I'm going to zoom into this, right? Can you see the X's? Look. Can you see the X, 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 and then a big number 1 over the X?
Yeah, that's
oh my God.
Vote. Yeah, but that's a spoiled vote.
No, it wasn't. Barbazon got that as a number 1 vote because me and Barry called that. Me and Barry said, yeah, man, hey, you can't do it. He said, but I can clearly see the number 1. I said, but there's X's all over it. And he moved it to one side and then he moved it back and put it in. Yeah.
But why would you put X's and then write the numbers over it?
Exactly.
Have you the other ones, Paul? Do you remember you were saying you and Dolores saw them as well? You know the ones where it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then number 11.
No. I think somebody might have sent them on to her, but I have none for myself. But I did see them. See, I couldn't. You couldn't really video. You know what I mean? They were actually sent on to me. You know, that sort of way. So, you know, it's it's just.
Yeah, look. We unfortunately have the illusion of democracy, and it's the only system we have at the minute. So look, we're going to have to build a new system. It's going to take time. There's something very simple that can be done. I don't understand why everything isn't just recorded. Why isn't there a live stream of every single count?
Yeah,
it's very simple. It's not even expensive. And that way nobody can refute anything because there's video evidence there, and you can check if somebody wants to go through it, they can see the whole counting process. That would make sense. There's definitely security issues with the actual ballot boxes and their transport. And look, all fuckery aside, right? The honest answer is that we might have a good product, but the nationalist movement as a whole, we're shit at sales and marketing. That's the reality. That we're going to have to get in expertise on how to market what we want to sell, because we're not very good. We're not very good at it. We have an idea of what of vision we want for the country, but when I try to explain it, it kind of comes out as a bit mishmashy and it's all about foreigners, it's all about this, that, and the other. But no, there's loads of policy there. Or when I was in IFP, policies are. I'm
just laughing. Is somebody emptying the dishwasher there, Martin?
Oh yeah, I forget this. I'm in the kitchen. I didn't go out to the studio / shed.
No, I can hear the dishwasher being emptied. Fair play to her.
I go on mute till it's.
No, you're grand. You're grand. Oh my God! I'm gonna go with a girl talking from Athlone today. All right. He's talking to his missus. Will you fucking stop with the dishwasher? I'm gonna go with this young lady in Athlone. No, we'll go with this one here. This is where he must have broke through the barriers. Okay. That could be the woman who got hit.
The rest is 65-year-old woman. She's my friend. Get it on video as well. Yeah.
Honestly, useless cunt.
Make sure you get that car as well.
That's all it is.
Shame on you! John, do you're a trained paramedic? You want to help?
That was the woman you were talking about earlier, Martin, was it? You're on mute.
Could you not pick me out in the video? No.
I didn't. I
Why
didn't
you?
see
Could
it.
you see? Why are you there?
I was there. Yeah. I was walked over there. I was actually looking at myself just to make sure my hair was okay.
I
So
wasn't even minded.
Do not turn into Glenn. Do not turn into Glenn.
What happened there was the march went from the centre of Athlone out to where the iPad centre is, and they walked nice and slow, and it was lovely and good crowd. And they got to the barrier, and the guards had erected Harris fencing up at the barrier. Now it's a public road that they've closed off. So look, the group just pushed past the barrier, but apparently there was a cable tie, and this was very good. And a guard accused this woman of cutting the cable tie. Now I don't know whether she did or not, but she was walking away and was kind of leaving the area because she knew that the guards were kind of looking for her. She'd be known to the guards, I'd say, in relation to the protest there before, and she was walking away, and one guard called another two, as far as I know, and they ran after her. Now, this isn't a young woman. I put her in her 60s. I don't know exactly what age she was. And I didn't see her get knocked to the ground, but I saw the guards running after her, so I'm presuming that they went to grab her and she was knocked or fell. But when the crowd gathered around the guards, their tune changed very, very quickly, and it de-escalated very, very fast, and there didn't seem to be much appetite for them to proceed with an arrest or anything like that. And it was more just, look, we get our help, we call an ambulance. An ambulance did arrive, but it was in relation to somebody going into labour in one of the other sites. Yeah, look, it was fine. Oh, the doggy wants to say hello. Hello, Misty.
Martin.
Hello, Misty. How are you?
Stop stealing my show.
Is that a little Jack Russell, Martin, is it?
Oh yeah, that's my little alarm clock and security guard. So barks at absolutely anything.
I was talking to a fella last week, 500 quid for a Jack Russell now. I remember you used to get Jack Russells for nothing.
I got her for free.
Yeah, no, but now if you're buying a Jack Russell, it's 500 quid.
Don't be buying dogs. Adopt. Don't shop.
Yeah, say hello.
Okay, fair
enough. Oh. But you can smell other dogs off me. Can you smell the other doggies off me?
Here, Paul. Martin.
I'll be honest. I'll be honest with you. It's no good me having a dog.
Do you want any of my cat?
No. I'm sure your man will be on now talking about your pussy now in a minute. Watch. Here we go. Adopt, don't shop. Good girl. No, someone's selling pugs. Pugs for sale. You're all right. Mugs maybe, not pugs. Everyone get a dog. I love dogs, but listen, sure, I'm only hanging on by the skin of my own teeth here. And if I mind bringing a bleeding dog in, I'd be gone if I brought a dog in here. The kids want one, but she just doesn't like dogs. Simple as that, you know.
She doesn't like you either, Paul.
No, they don't. Hey, listen, you can't have everything. You know what I mean? You can't appeal to everyone. You can't be beautiful to everyone, you know.
Oh my God, this is turning into an agony aunt show as opposed to
I tell you,
social commentary, a political show. Tell us all about your problems.
Anyone, keep sharing this out. We're up to over 1,000 now at the minute. I knew we'd be down on numbers this week because we're not going out over the IFP Twitter. We usually get about 1,000. Come on, you're all right. I wouldn't have put it out. No, Jesus, no. I'm not that hard up for listeners now, to be honest with you. But we have over 1,000 watching it live ourselves. You know what I mean? Maybe next week we'll have more when we push it out through Shin and Adina and wherever. You know, we'll do that as well. But anyone wants to comment, live comment 089 203 1521. You can watch us there live on at FitzyDub, at the Irish Channel, and www.irishchannel.com. Anthony Casey Podcast, Ruger Murphy. You can watch us everywhere. And there you go. We're going over 1,000 viewers now at the minute. So keep sharing it out there, people.
We must give a shout out to Anthony and his dad, Pat.
Yeah.
I'm sending lots of love.
Yeah, look, Pat's still fighting. I was talking to Anthony today, up in that loan. So look, Pat's fighting the good fight.
Good.
So hopefully
Fingers crossed.
he pulls through. Yeah, really do, because he's a legend of a man, and we need him back in the fight.
Exactly.
You know, he's done so much work in the
Where's
community.
Glenn Gallivant tonight? Is he in the George or somewhere? Is he? Where is he tonight?
I didn't
I don't
actually
know.
send.
Yeah.
I didn't send Glenn the link because I don't know. I don't know whether he would have came on. You know what I mean? Because we're not IFP anymore. I don't know whether Herman would have
Not
get
an
out to
IFP
him.
show.
I understand that, but you know how Herman can get a tick and what have you. So I just didn't send it on, to be honest with you.
Herman?
No,
never.
Nobody tells Glenn what to do. He'll just do his own thing. You know that.
Yeah.
Send him on the link and see if he's around.
Well,
He'll come on and he'll be like fixing his hair.
We'll have a hair fixing competition.
Oh, here, Martin, we still have to do your calendar. That'll be great fun.
Yeah, I don't know though. I'm unbranded. I'm like a free agent looking for a job. I'm like a guy past his sell. You know, like he's been dropped. The star player has been dropped by the by the team because he's past his sell by date. You know what I mean? So I might have to, go back down to Division 4, Division 5, or something like that, just to make ends meet.
Oh no! Martin.
I'm sure,
I think you'll be all right. I think the calendar will still sell.
I'm so used to getting kicked out of things. Even though I didn't get kicked out of anything, but yeah, maybe it is me.
I don't know. I don't think it is. Well done, Paul and Orla, in the elections. Thanks very much, Dave.
Thanks,
Fair
Dave.
play to you.
Thank you. We worked hard.
The Irish, their dogs and ancient wolves go back a long way. They do.
Yeah,
That I'd love a wolfhound. I would. I'd like an Irish wolfhound. 2 of them I'd love. Yeah, I would.
There's a lot of minding in those, a lot of walking in them, and there's a lot of feeding in them. You know what I mean? So you need space. Like I have a dog because this is the size. That's the size of dog I can keep where I live. You know what I mean? It'd be unfair to keep it bigger than that. It's a pure house dog. Like she barely goes out to go to the toilet. She just lives in the house and comes upstairs every morning to wake us up and gets into the bed and has her second sleep and just completely lives in the house. But yeah, like if you're getting something big, you have to have space. They have to be able to roam and rummage around.
And they are big dogs.
Yeah. Like I'd like spaniels, hunting dogs and stuff like that. But they're just, I don't have the space. They're too energetic, and you need to be at home for hours to be able to walk them.
Yeah, Springer spaniels and that. Yeah.
So you know what I mean.
Patrick Boyle is asking, what does the panel think needs to happen in the country now that the elections are over?
It's the question I pose, and I posed it on Spaces, and I'm going to keep posing it. What now, Irishman? That's the question. What now, Irishman? So we see. I have a very clear goal in mind. I talked about nationalism in terms of 15 years. Like I said, I'm not completely surprised about the results of the election, but I'm surprised that a few candidates that I would have thought would have scraped the 5th seat in their localities, or the 4th seat in the localities, didn't get through. So, but what now, Irishman? What do we do? Do we sit and take it, or do we build something? I'm personally going to build something. If I have to build an entire fucking new society with our own media and our own shops and our own source of food, and I'm up for that. I'm committed to this thing. My as Colin said, my life is forfeit. Mine has been for quite some time. So it's freedom or nothing. And we have to realize that we had to touch the system to understand it. Do you know what I mean? We had to get in there and we had to roll around in the filth for a little while to understand what the system was. And most of us have come away with a really, really good understanding of what the system is, and how it works. So I'm happy in that sense. Is politics a solution? No, but it's part of a solution. So it has to. We can't get rid of it completely, but it needs to be kept aside from what we need to do from a civic responsibility point of view. And the civic responsibility is going to be about building communities from the bottom up. Somebody said to me, a very smart guy, said to me, by the time we're finished, you won't need to canvass and you won't need to put up posters, that the people that have been selected by the majority will just be elected. because they're going to be so well known in the communities and they're going to be so revered. And like I said, they won't have to beg for votes. People will throw the votes at them. And that's what we're going to build. I don't have a time frame on it, but it's in the works. It's in the works, and we've had what's that? Battens 94. Civic nationalism is Jewish. Oh, for fuck's sake! Fuck off! Stick that one up there.
Which one is it?
No, the civic nationalism is Jewish. I'm just saying to anybody who starts talking about the Jewish problem, I've discussed this at length on Spaces, right? It's too big. Go away. You're not helping. That's all I'm saying to you. We've got other problems to deal with. Stop talking nonsense and stuff that is too big for a nation of 5,000 people, or sorry, 5 million people to deal with. Focus on Ireland. If you want to help, DM me, reach out to me, but don't be talking nonsense in my ear.
Yeah. Someone's putting in 2,000 Indians invaders each month. Yeah. Okay. There is a lot of Indians coming in now, I'll be honest with you. There is an awful lot of them. And people will say that controlled immigration is just as bad as uncontrolled immigration. You know what I mean? When it comes to buying houses.
We discussed this before. This is what happened over in England. Legal. You know, I think theirs is even worse than illegal.
Sweden as well.
Denmark as well, you know?
Yeah, well, look, pretty much all of Europe, Germany as well. Like they let the Turks in. Look, we know what the problem is. The majority of people know what the problem is. Unfortunately, a third of our society works for the civil service, which i.e. is the government, and another third of our society works for the NGOs, which is they're living off the cash cow of the government. So that's another thing we have to address. So, like I said, we're always going to be numbers wise outnumbered, but we need to figure out how to outgun them and outmaneuver them. The bureaucracy is slow. If we can learn to, like I said, package the product and move with what's happening with the times. Like the government is very slow to change, is very slow to bring laws in. You know yourself, if you've ever dealt with council or civil servants, everything takes fucking 10 times longer than it does in the private sector. The public sector moves slower. So if we run our campaign like it would be run in the private sector with productivity targets and marketing and sales and you know, smart objectives, etc., and things like that, we can outmaneuver the government. Look at the work Nick Delahunty did on his own in relation to pulling information. Look at the work you do on your own, Paul, in relation to pulling information and getting it out there. Imagine if we can get an office space with 4 or 5 people on a payroll to do that all day long, just dig. Imagine that. People in their spare time are able to do this. If we can actually get a couple of people on the payroll doing this, then we can take down the government. But yeah, it's in the works, but it's very, 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 very early days. But hopefully we can come through with it.
Now, Native Irish said, Paul, and why didn't you answer that? I don't know, is this the question? I'll say it again. Why do drug dealers get council homes, drive fancy cars and have fancy holidays? How the fuck do I know? I don't give them to them. You know what I mean? Like, these guys, if they're not working, they're drug dealers. It's not up to me to arrest these people and do whatever. It's not my fault. So I'm sorry, Native Irish. You know, he turns around there and he says, Paul, I'm shocked you didn't reply. Reply to what? You know,
but you're not on the council. That's not your control. Is to get the council houses. I mean, look, if you're in a council house and you aren't paying a huge amount of rent and you're getting a lot of allowances for things, then you probably have extra money then to be able to afford a lot of stuff, which the rest of us don't.
Okay, he's talking about drug dealers there. Why didn't he say Romas? You know, I know a Roma family lives around the corner here, drive BMWs. They've 9 kids. They get 1,400 quid a month off the state for the 9 kids. Like, how come you didn't say that? Why did he bring up drug dealers? You know, come on, lads.
They're not, and everyone in council houses are not drug dealers. Like, do you know what I mean? They're not.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know why he's but at the end of the day, that's down to the council who's housing people. Like, do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Well, no, it's like if somebody's breaking the law, it's up to the police or the Garda.
It's up to the Gardaí to sort that. It's not up to me. You know what I mean?
Council, like council housing is civic. It's the county council's responsibility. The housing department. The implementation of law and order is on Gardaí, and they're 2 separate bureaucratic entities
Yes.
that move very,
Yeah.
very slowly.
Yes.
So there's your answer. Look, the system is broken from top to bottom. Every single bit of it. Like they're nationalism got its ass handed to it. This election, whether it be through dodgy dealings or just the will of the people. Look, we throw it in the air. It doesn't matter at this point. But we got our ass handed to us because we cannot market the product. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
We cannot market
Yeah.
the product, and we've got 5 or 6 different salespeople all saying that, even though it's the same product, all saying my product is better, but we're all selling the
Yeah,
same fucking
yeah,
thing, like
yeah.
or close enough to the same thing. But look, we're gonna get smart people in the room. We're gonna have a conversation. We're gonna tear it all back down, see what can be agreed on, see what is good policy, and then everybody, this is the thing, and if anybody of the nationalist movement is leaving, then we have to give it away to people who know what to do with it, because we
Yeah.
do not. We do not. And that would be my advice, and hopefully everybody will vote to agree with me, because if it's not voted on, I don't want to. If it's not done democratically, I don't want to have anything to do with it.
Yeah. Dahi just said there, my son just said to me, Dad, what we are missing in this country is a proper nationalist leader in the form of Michael Collins. Listen, guys, we could have one in the near future. We don't know yet, but watch this space.
My answer to that is stop looking for saviors.
Yeah, exactly.
Be the hero of your own story. Stop waiting for somebody to save you.
There's nobody going to ride in here and save the day. Like, we need to get the grassroots here, and we need to start working as
the leader will emerge because he will be lifted up on the shoulders of the people who want to support him. That's what's going to happen. The leader, or if there is ever going to be a savior, he's going to be a foot soldier or she is going to be a foot soldier that just does such an amount of amazing work. Will be hoisted on the shoulders by those who are willing to follow him. Anybody saying I want to be leader is not a leader. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
And you're truly a good leader when you don't have to go to work anymore, because you've empowered everybody around you to lead themselves. So like I said, don't hold out to our savior came and went already. It was 2,000 years ago. Okay, if you see him coming again, we're in trouble, because it means fucking the world is ending. You know what I mean? So outside of that, save yourself. You have to save yourself. There'll be people with you.
Well, look, as long as if Jesus is coming for us, that's fine. Because I think at this stage we'd all go with him. We'll be there with the tongue out, like, you know what I mean? We're like, give us a lift.
Orla, how familiar are you with the Bible, and have you read the criteria?
Lorraine Doyle is right there. Sorry, Lorraine Doyle is right. Everyone needs to be involved and take on a role, no matter how small or large, because everybody in this movement means something to this movement. It doesn't matter how small or how big a part you play. We're all just cogs in the one movement.
There's a term for that. Shin Nadina.
Shin and Nadina.
Yeah.
Justin Barrett's uniform and cap was not a good look. Wouldn't stop me from supporting the National Party, but it would put a lot of people off. It does, I suppose, Saviors, Martin can save us all by giving back the money. You're some fucking clown. I clicked on that. Bring back the old days.
Did you realize it's not 115,000, it's 115 euros.
Native Irish there. I'm not blaming you, Paul, but why is this happening? I'll email you about it. You're a decent fella, but I could tell you a lot about Sinn Féin councillors getting homes for not the best of people, dealers. And you have my email address. I gave it out to you earlier on, and you can text me on the number there. There's the number there. You can text me on the number there, 089 203 1521. Okay, that's no problem, mate.
But the other thing again, Paul, is like it's not up. That's not up to us to decide. Like, that's your councillors and all that are deciding who's getting on the housing list.
Yeah, no, I know that. But
and
he's
there is
talking about
people out there who are going to misrepresent themselves. Do you know what I mean?
That's what he's talking about. Sinn Féin councillors are organising this. Of course, they're organising this for drug dealers. And listen, last year, if you remember, they brought out this thing, the champions of the community. And then we had Philly McMahon and the likes of Bohemians, your mountain Bohemians. They were champions of the community, and they were trying to break the protest in Ballymun and Drumcondra and wherever else. Don't think for a minute that was only Philly McMahon. I'd say drug dealers and all were involved in that, like champions of the community, like, you know what I mean? I'd say they were all involved in that. There was people getting paid here, left, right, and centre to do this, and these could be the kickbacks that they were getting. You know, that sort of way, council houses and everything else. I don't know for certain, but listen, that's the way these deals work. You know what I mean? You know,
you'd often find then some troublesome families who would end up getting a council house in an area because they'd be moved from another area due to feuds and drug debts and all this. Look, like I said, the system's broken. There's so much stuff that goes on, you know, and like I said, yeah, I know people who work, claim everything under the sun, and you know, they're a lot more comfortable than I am. But look, it is what it is. I don't run the system, so the government has to get smaller. There's some very, very good, as well as nationalism. We need to embrace some of the concept of libertarianism, and I speak to a few libertarians from time to time. So it's I'm a little bit ignorant to all of the ins and outs of what libertarian is, but I'm trying my best to understand it. But smaller government, less bureaucracy, and more personal responsibility, and basically, you know, no social welfare, as in you fend for yourself and that's it. Like, and the incentive is there to be all you can be, so to speak. But the state does not help you. The state is there for, you know, the very, very, very basics, but not to give handouts, because, you know, socialism doesn't. It's not great for productivity, is the best way to put it. As a nation, we could be an awful lot more productive and have a stronger economy, which benefits everybody, if we didn't have so much socialism. Now, look, there's always safety nets required, and there should always be a method for what you've paid in to take back out. You know, if you fall in hard times. But there shouldn't ever be money for nothing. But you have to differentiate between those that can't and those that won't. Those that can't would be people that fall into the categories of disability and, you know, long-term illness and, you know, things like that, but genuine, not the scam artists and stuff like that. You know, we always need a safety net for those people. But those who won't, the people who are just too lazy to get off their holes, they should get nothing. In my book, they should get absolutely nothing. No house, no money, no nothing. And wouldn't be long about you know, sorting out our immigration problem, because there'd be no jobs for anyone, because everybody'd be working. You know, like people say, oh, we need foreigners to come in and do the jobs Irish people won't do. I mean, I've cleaned toilets. That was one of my jobs at one stage or another. Fucking cleaning toilets in fucking hotel rooms. There's no job beneath anybody. You know what I mean? The plan is you start at the bottom and you try and work your way up up the ladder to better yourself. That's the deal. That's what you get. You get a job. It's normally shit to start with, and all the jobs I had when I started out were fairly shit. They paid shit. They were long hours.
So we all started off as nippers on building sites, for Jay's sake, running and getting tea and doing that's the lowest. Yeah. That's the lowest job, and then you work your way up. That's how it works.
Yeah.
You know,
but now people seem to think that I can just fucking diddle around in school and then I just go on the scratcher, like, you know what I mean? But that shouldn't be the case. Like, when you finish school, it should be straight into work. You need to work, and if you don't work, you get nothing, and mom and dad won't support you forever. So I don't know. There's a lot of things to fix.
You know, it is like I would have gotten that at the doors. Paul, you would have got it as well. An awful lot of people giving out to us about how, you know, anyone who's working and paying taxes, you know what I mean? We didn't get
just laughing. After. I'm just laughing here. Somebody has just at the text to me.
What?
Hang on. Orla, what's going on with your switch on the wall? Get the level out. Look at your switch. It's sideways. Look. It must be the way the camera is. There you go. It's the way she has the camera. I thought it was very funny as well. There you go, Dan. There you go, Dan. Sorry.
Sorry, Dan. Look, it is straight. It's just whatever way the camera is.
Jesus, I'd hate to have that on the wall that's not supposed to be on the wall, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah. Anyway, I was just saying, Paul, we would have got this a lot at the doors. People who are working, just being so angry at just getting nothing, you know, paying taxes, getting nothing in the budget. You know, and I got that a lot at the doors. People were very, very annoyed.
Was he wrong? Now look at the way Europe has become. Yeah, Europe has gone to shit. Really, it is. Oh, here we go. Here's Mustafa. Let's hear what he said. Construction worker. Paul, can you go and get me a long stand and a glass hammer, Paul? Duh. Would you like a skirting board ladder as well, or a sky hook? Listen, I got all of these.
The
I
sky
worked
hook,
on the
yeah, the
ship
sky
for
hook.
years.
Yeah.
Skirting board ladders. I've got them all, lads. You know what I mean? Come on. I'm dopey. Mustafa Pooh. There's a fucking name for you. You could have picked a better name, Mustafa.
Do you know what I never figure out? I don't have any fake accounts or burner accounts or anything like that. I basically
Neither have I.
every single one of my social media profiles. I only have one of each. I have one Twitter, one Facebook,
Yeah, I'm the
one
same.
something else. But
Yeah.
they're all just. Where do they get the time to be setting up the fucking new email
don't know.
accounts to set up a new account?
Don't know.
Well, if you have all day doing nothing, do you know what I mean? Then you've loads of time.
Oh, they're on
Yeah.
the scratcher as well. So they don't like my conversation, right?
Yeah.
So fucking whoever you are, Mustafa Pooh, when I'm in charge, right? All their money's been taken.
Well,
off
if you
you.
were out working, you wouldn't have time to be slating people online. You wouldn't have the time.
Maybe Dutch Gold was half price today in Lidl's too. You know what I mean? So, hey, you know. I tell you what we're going to go with here, right? I have...
Orla, behave. Behave, Orla.
Okay. There was an 8-year-old child killed last week, okay, in Wexford, okay? And the Irish Git did a little piece on this. I'm just going to play what the Git said. Now, this was a disgrace. This is happening in this country, but I'm just going to play this now and we'll come back and talk about it.
Little girl tragically stabbed in Wexford died while protecting her mother from a late-night knife attack. Malikika, whose mother Alicia is an Irish-born convert to Islam, received serious injuries in the suspected attack at the family home on William Street in the town. Alicia, who is 31, was also stabbed in the incident and was being treated for her injuries at the same hospital on Monday night. It's understood the suspect is from the Middle East but has been living in New Ross for several years. To the establishment and the NGO complex on the left, that means he's as Irish as you and me. The big bad far-away far-right have tried to warn everybody about the dangers of important cultures and ideologies that are not compatible with ours. Children have been the victims of mass migration and open borders across mainland Europe. What made you all think it wouldn't happen here? Two quick examples that I've mentioned on multiple occasions from across mainland Europe are Luna from Sweden and Lola in France, but there's many more examples. Now, will a dead 8-year-old girl prompt anger from the NGOs such as the National Women's Council? They might try and blame all men, but other than that, they'll be silent because they support the import of ideologies and cultures that oppress women, kill children, behead gay men. The list is endless. It's easy to see how little the establishment and their NGO minions care about children being stabbed. And that's without even talking about Riyad Boushir and the Parnell Square attack. Who remembers this? Ukrainian girl stabbed multiple times is out of danger but will remain in hospital. It happened in a refugee centre in County Clare. That's as much as we know about it, and that's the last we heard about it. And why is that? Because they don't want you to know about it. They don't want you talking about it. They want you to forget about it. And you had forgotten about it, hadn't you? So now why doesn't someone organise a candlelit vigil and pretend that you care? It's not your child, so it doesn't really affect you. Well, not yet.
It's true, isn't it? It's
Tough stuff.
It is tough stuff. And again, as he said, where's Paul Murphy? Where's Ruth Coppinger? Where's the National Women's Council? Where's all of these people? All of these people talking about femicide and about people getting killed. And because it's a migrant that has done it, it doesn't suit their narrative. Where's Mary Lou McDonald? There's none of them out here talking about this. We're the only people, and Git is the only people talking about this. Why is that?
Yeah. And
Because
I made comments on Facebook as well. That man, right, had a criminal record. He was over in jail in the UK and he got back into this country with a criminal record.
He only got out on Thursday, I think. And he came here on Friday or Saturday and he killed the child. He murdered that child on Sunday night or something. Or was it Sunday or Monday? I'm not sure. Yeah. But it's horrific. But we don't know who these people are. There was another picture circulating as well. One of them grooming fellas out of Rotherham has had to get out last Friday, and the picture was circulating around here. I have it here. I'll show it in a while if I can find it there.
There's a load of sex offenders out of prison.
They don't care. This is the thing. They don't care. They're making room for the likes of me and Martin and anyone who's going to speak out against this shit. You know what I mean? That's what they're doing here. You know what I mean?
But the only thing is, Paul, we'll all be together, so we'll be grand.
Hang on. What did you say, Martin?
Have you not your safe house sorted, no?
My safe house. I've 3 safe houses sorted. I'm well safe.
They're gonna have some job finding me.
Oh, they're gonna have some job
and an even tougher job taking me.
Yeah, I'm the same. Yeah, I'm the same.
We're gonna need a gender neutral prison lad so that I can be in witches.
That's a joke, but she can just change her gender.
Yeah, she can be what you want.
Oh, yeah, you know pretend to be a man.
What's the male version of Orla? Is there one Orlith or something?
Oliver.
Like that,
Oliver.
Oliver.
Yeah. My kids were talking. I was there yesterday, and I have a 10-year-old, and she says, "Why?" She's dead fucking white, right? And she was talking about this, that gender fluid, and this. I said, "Where are you hearing this?" She said, "Well, you hear it on the telly, and you hear it on not Facebook. She's on this, not whatever she's on her phone. Yeah. So I said, "Is that happening in school?" No, she said, "There's none of that." What would you do if it did happen in school? I said, "I'll be taking you out of school and I'll be homeschooling you." Oh, that'd be cool, Dad, if we could homeschool. Like, you know what I mean? She's giving her all this. She wants to homeschool. She said, "So if anything happens in school, I'll make sure and tell you, and you can get me out to homeschool me." So that's listen. But she's as wide as a kite when it comes to things like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
as
so is my daughter,
you know, and she's only 10. And she said, "Well, Dad, how can you be this and how can you be that?" She said, "But people do say they're this and they're that. They just say that they're whatever." I said, "Sweetheart," I said, "I'm going to put it to you now." I says, "I identify as a millionaire, a billionaire." She says, "Yeah." I said, "But I haven't got a fucking pot to piss in." Well, okay, fair enough. That's a good enough. Okay, grand. And that's exactly it. Like, you can identify as a tree, but you're not going to fucking grow anything. You're not going to do anything. It's all bullshit.
Yeah.
And the sooner people realize this, and what's happening is they're telling parents, "Would you rather have a trans child or a dead child?" This is what they're telling people. Yeah. That's all wrong. It's bollocks. Yeah. You know what I mean? You can't be doing that shit. You're messing with people's heads. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I know
and the Glenn and I have spoken about a few times. Look at the trans people that have been seriously messed up after the operations, and they're not allowed to come out and say anything. Like, there you go again. Why aren't they allowed to speak out?
Because it doesn't suit the narrative. That's
why. Exactly.
And if you look what they put up here on what day was it? Friday. AbbVie. AbbVie is the crowd that do the puberty blockers. But RTE ran with AbbVie being the new cure for migraine headaches. Have you seen that video?
No.
I think it's only about 20 or 30 seconds long. Have I got it there? I'm just going to have a look and see if I got it. I don't think I have.
Shove their pronouns up there, his horse. I like that.
What is it? Shove their pronouns up there.
I cannot believe we're living in this world, honest to God. Do you know what? I want to go back to the 90s. Anyone else want to come back to the 90s with me?
Oh, I don't remember much of the 90s now, to be honest with you. But it was deadly. I know it was deadly. Yeah.
That's what it was brilliant. I love the 90s.
Okay.
What are you laughing at, Martin?
Oh, the Mustafa Poo one.
What have you said now?
Paul homeschooling, Christ, you're so stupid. Orla would tell you Christmas is only around the corner and you'd be looking for. Come on, will you? Jesus Christ.
It's good.
Paul homeschooling.
Hold on. Christmas is only around the corner.
Yeah, of course.
Stop. I know. I like. Look, I give the guy credit. He's trying. He's definitely putting a little bit of thought into his posts. But if you're one of the people that was in the count center, you're a fucking coward.
Yeah,
and that's all there is.
Yeah, what's this? I can't believe it either. Yeah, okay. The 90s, the music was shit.
No, it wasn't.
No. These are careerists, Paul. When is the insanity over? The victims can't go back to normality. We can. Okay, fair enough.
No, it's true.
It is true. Yeah.
In relation to the people who've been tricked and duped through the gender change. There's a lot of Billboard Chris. You ever watch his videos?
Yes.
There was a very interesting one there I saw recently about a guy or girl. I couldn't actually tell, but they were talking to him saying they were actually now suing the people that did the operation on them. Yeah, it must have been a girl going to a boy.
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen
that. Breasts removed and stuff like that, and there was like fucking poor kids. But you know what? That in the future, the parents need to be brought to court. The parents of the minors who were allowed to make these decisions that they weren't able to make on their own, because if you're under 18, you're a minor. So anybody under the age of 18 who has gone under these butcher's knives or been given puberty blockers, I believe their parents need to be prosecuted for child endangerment.
Yeah.
Obviously, the doctors, nurses, and the people pushing the products are all going to prison, every single one of them, and further if we could do it. But the parents need to be punished as well, because your job as a parent is to protect your child. And don't give me the shit about, they've killed it. Bollocks. Look at the
That's
statistics.
weak parenting, that is. That's weak parenting. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah.
That's a weak parent. You need to put your foot down and say, listen, cop onto yourself, will you? Fucking idiot, you know what I mean? You're not any of these things. You're being taught this shit in school. I've said this all along, Martin. If you give children that age choices, they're going to take the choices. They're not going to go with the norm. You know what I mean? Like, I palled around with girls who were tomboys. I palled around with guys who spoke like girls. Okay, they turned out to be gay. But the girls who turned out, they were tomboys, they've 5 and 6 kids now and they're happily married. If it was this day and age now, them kids would have their bits chopped off and they'd be regretting it all their lives. So I just don't agree with it. And people need to wake up and smell the fucking coffee. I don't care what anyone says. Yeah. You know, it's just... My sister said it to me a while ago, because a friend of mine from years ago has a child who's whatever, you know, trans or trying to be trans or whatever, and you won't get their vote. Like, come on, like, I'm not getting the vote. Why? Because I'm speaking out against this. And she said, yeah. I said, well, like, what you gonna do? You know what I mean? I'm sorry. I have to speak out against it, you know what I mean? Because it's wrong. And maybe if other people spoke out about it too, people would know it was wrong. You know what I mean? You can't just go around doing this shit and teaching shit in schools, and it's just, no, it's wrong. And that's it. I'm sorry, and I'll call her out every day, all day long, 7 days a week.
I must send you that video. We'll send it next week, Paul. I think it's only a few minutes long for next week, of that girl that was being interviewed, and she had her breast removed at 14 and was pushed into the trans thing and deeply, deeply regrets it. Now, it's not a long video, but we worked playing it next week on the show, because they're not getting a platform. They're not allowed to speak out about what's happened to them. You know?
Yeah, I'm looking at Mustafa Poo here. Yeah. He's a fucking clown. Oh,
what did you say now?
No, well, he didn't laugh in the count centre last week. You know what I mean? So hey, we had good crack there about that. Yeah.
I'm just laughing. There was another comment. There now about the 80s music. Now I'm kind of too young for that. So Paul, what was the 80s music like?
70s. I'm a 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Not like I'm 56. I'm 56 in 2 weeks. You know what I mean? So I've gone through the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, noughties.
I'm too young in the 80s.
I love all the music. I just love all music. You know what I mean? Yeah. Really love all music. Yeah, brilliant. 80s music was banging. It was banging.
You know, of all the fucking social media and platforms and all the stuff we have now and that we didn't have when we were younger. Like, if you had to get rid of every single one of them, you could only keep one. I'd keep Spotify. I'd get rid of everything else. I could not live without fucking Spotify. Because every single bit of fucking music is on it. I've like my playlist is, I think it's 2,852 odd songs of just the music I want to listen to.
Remember the days we used to like record the song on MTV? You know, on the video, like, so that you could watch the stuff later on. Do you remember that? Paul, I'll explain about videos, right? That was after your time.
No, Paul would have been a beta man.
Yeah. I was a Betamax kind of guy,
yeah. VHS killed the fucking beta, huh?
Yeah. Now you have it. Video killed the radio star.
That's the one, yeah. That's actually some song.
Lorraine Doyle, children are being removed from the parents who refuse to go along with affirming kids who believe they are in the wrong body. I'm talking America here, however it's coming our way. I agree, Lorraine, yeah.
Trump has come out, and as soon as if he survives, his presidency, he's getting rid of every single bit of that, and Europe will be forced to follow suit. Now, Ireland being slow, and our bureaucracy just takes fucking ages to trickle through. It'll probably take everything bad takes about 6 months to get here from America. Everything good takes about 6 fucking years. So we probably have another. I think we've actually reached peak woke, though. I don't think it can get any crazier, and I think there's going to be an awful lot of pushback now in the lifetime of this government.
There's Dahi now. I drank with Harry and Brian in the Camelot back in the day. That's me dad, by the way. Great days. How's things that change? how things have changed. It was an absolute pleasure to mingle with great people. Those days are gone. Fitz Fambo are legends on St. Donis. That's my family. Happy days. Fair play to you, Dahi. So are the Corleys, to be honest with you, Dahi. So we were all pals back then. We're still pals now, to be honest with you. So
What were the pints like back in the Camelot back in the day?
We used to drink pint bottles of Harp. Remember on Sally O'Brien and the way she'd look at you.
Talking. Yeah,
pint bottles of Harp. Whoa. Yeah. Freezing cold. It was it was deadly. Yeah, like my dad used to do. My dad used to do the door of the Camelot. You know, he was on the door of the Camelot.
Go ahead.
And he also walked on the door of the Stardust. So my dad.
I know you said that before. Yeah.
My dad would be a legend in the door place. You know, as a doorman, like everyone would know me dad. You know.
So he's probably kicked the shit out of hundreds of people.
No, I wouldn't say that. The reason I wouldn't say that is my dad always told me you try to de-escalate stuff before anything happens. And I've done doors myself, and I've de-escalated stuff. You have to, fighting is a last resort. You know what I mean? It really is, especially if you're a doorman on a door. You know what I mean? Fighting is a last resort. And then they bring in these big goons who love fighting, you know what I mean? And you're there trying to stop it, and these goons are going mad to bash people, and these people are friends of yours that you've known them years. You don't want to be fighting with people you've known years, you know? So, that'll be about... Here we go. What's this now? Harry was on the door myself, Jay, and Jimmy Gunnery, Was he back up? Oh, Jimmy Gunnery. Yeah, I remember them well. That was a long time ago now. That's... 20 odd years ago, you know.
It's all like single company now that does most of the doors, isn't it? In Kilkenny anyway, I see them all. They're all wearing the same uniform with the same license, so it's just
they're nearly all foreign as well.
But like the bar just rings that company and says they need and they just send. They're not actually attached to the pub anymore. All they're just they're private security. Yeah.
Well, my dad used to do the Raheny Inn as well. I used to do the door with the Raheny Inn with my dad, and we used to do. Like my dad used to love having me on the door because he knew well I wasn't leaving him, you know what I mean? I knew well he wasn't leaving me, you know what I mean? So it was good to have each other on the doors, you know what I mean? So like I done doors for years with my dad as well, you know what I mean? It was good crack, you know what I mean? Especially as I said with your dad, you know, there's nobody you look up to more than your dad, you know what I mean? Yeah.
What was the Camelot? Was it like what was it?
What the fuck is a left-handed screwdriver?
Oh God! He's such a clown.
I know. I credit where it's due. It's been very, very entertaining tonight.
It has been, yeah.
He can fucking put his pants back on now and go look for a fucking job.
Right, I think we're going to finish it up there now. All right, we've 2 minutes left. But Martin, do you want to finish it up there? Tell us what's happening and what's not happening, and what.
Look, I said the fight continues the Monday after the election. My phone didn't stop hopping last week. There's things at play. It's all positive. We just keep trucking. We keep going. Fight isn't over. It never ends. It's never going to end. Cheers, Paul. Cheers, Orla.
Talk to you in a while. See you in a minute.
We'll see you in a minute.
Orla, how's things? Go ahead. You give us your last.
I'm going to do a Ross and Rachel, and I'm going on a feckin' break for the next few weeks.
Okay.
Which is definitely deserved.
It is definitely deserved because we have been very busy in the last few weeks. I'm going to drop you down.
I think we all need a break.
Thank you very much.
I'll see you in a minute.
For this evening. It's been emotional. I'll talk to you in a few minutes. I'll just make myself bigger there now, and I have my son standing here next to me. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in tonight. What have we hit? We've hit 40. We've hit nearly 1,500 viewers there tonight. Fair play to everyone who was involved. And like I say, every Sunday night, the truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. You just let it loose, and it will defend itself. Thanks to Dahi for bringing back all them memories for me. Thanks, Dahi. Good night, and God bless everyone.